This isn't my desk, but it is the desk of Senator Maria Sachs, our guest today on Live with Lori.
Lori's back in Tallahassee and is making an Italian favorite, braccioli, with Florida Senator Maria Sachs, coming up now on Live with Lori.
Welcome to Live with Lori, political food for thought. Serving parts of Palm Beach and Broward counties in District 34, Senator Sachs was first elected to office in 2010 and re-elected in 2012. She served the Florida House of Representatives from 2006 to 2010. After completing a term at the minority whip position, she was named the minority pro tem for the 2012-2014 session. A leading voice for women in the state of Florida, Senator Sachs is also an outspoken advocate for our country's veterans. Please welcome Senator Maria Sachs.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to meet you here, Lori.
This is going to be fun. I'm so glad that you could be here today.
Especially since we have all this food around us.
Yes, and we're cooking an Italian dish because I heard that you're Italian.
There is a rumor to that.
And we're making braccioli. Did I say that right?
It's pretty good.
Okay,
it's pretty good. The important thing with Italian food is not necessarily how you say it, but how it tastes.
Well, see, it's always important.
So it is very, very important.
We can call it anything as long as it's good,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Now, I read something interesting that you served under Janet Reno.
That's right.
What did you do in Janet Reno's office?
Well, I didn't meet her in the kitchen, that's for sure. But I graduated from law school the first year that Janet Reno became state attorney.
Really?
Yes. So she came in. She was very new to the whole idea of, prosecution, and so I applied for a job, and she hired me right out of law school. We were sort of a group. There were 3 women who were hired right out of law school, and we were sort of like the little Charlie's Angels. We'd have lunch with her in her office.
Fun.
It was a lot of fun.
What a great experience.
It was a lot of fun. She was an amazing mentor for women wanting to go into prosecution and wanting to have a career in a very much of a man's world.
What a great experience. Now what I did is I added about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm going to be putting these onions in here. We're going to be making the stuffing for our
braccioli.
Braccioli, okay. And we've got a cup of Romano, a cup of breadcrumbs, about a half a cup to a cup of parsley, 2 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and about a tablespoon and a half of oregano. And I'm going to have you dump all that in there.
Can I get started on
Absolutely,
that right now? Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's very, very good.
You obviously know how to cook, right?
I love to cook.
Yeah, fantastic.
I love to cook because I love to eat.
Yeah, me too.
That's true.
Now, you're married to your husband, Peter.
Yes.
And you have 3 children.
That's right.
Now, did you move down here after you got married with your children, or did you
Actually,
move down here?
I met my husband in an elevator.
In an elevator?
In an elevator in Fort Lauderdale.
In Fort Lauderdale.
It's a good thing it was a tall building because it gave him time to get to know me while we were going down the floors, and we fell in love, and then we got married, Fort Lauderdale. We got married twice. We got married in Broward County. We got married in Palm Beach County. Wow. Just so that it would stick, I guess.
Oh, you had to be sure.
Just had to be sure. Like
okay.
It was two counties. And then after that, we had 3 children. Natasha is 27. Marcello is 25. And Taylor is 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, you were we're going to skip back to politics a little bit.
Good.
You were the minority whip.
Yes.
And that's, I've asked this question before, and I've been told that you got to whip everybody into position. Is that kind of?
Not really. It's just given to people who I think have a big mouth, So we just have to make sure that everybody knows what the issues are, and can kind of round everybody up for the right votes.
How do you see that as being different from your pro tem?
Pro tem? I think that a pro tem, I feel a little more of a pressure to be sure that our leader, Chris Smith, is he has enough time to get things done as a leader. So I am his assistant in making sure that our democratic issues are out there. Can I go ahead and start mixing this in here?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it had a little more of a leadership role in it, which I enjoy, because I enjoy being a Democrat in our caucus. We've got a great caucus.
Don't go away, because after the break, we're going to talk about regulations in the state of Florida, particularly parasailing, and see what the senator has to say. We'll be right back.
When we come back, Senator Maria Sachs gets things rolling by discussing proper regulation of the parasailing industry.
Smith & Associates, a full-service law firm. All of our partners at Smith & Associates are AV rated, which is the highest level of professional excellence according to Martindale-Hubbell.
Whether your business or company has environmental, healthcare, or business law needs, we're here to help you.
We believe our role is to help you find solutions to all your legal issues.
Smith & Associates, whatever your legal needs are, we can help.
Smith & Associates, with offices in Tallahassee and Melbourne.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? On your own?
Well, I made a few notes to help you get started. Here they are. Figure out how much you can afford. Check your credit report. Save for a down payment. List current home on the market. Mark your current home for sale. Clean and prepare home for showings. Consider offers. Negotiate the contract. Find an attorney to review the contract. Hire an attorney or title company to complete the closing. Research types of mortgages. Find a mortgage lender. Get pre-approved for a mortgage. Decide where you want to live. Decide what you want in a home. Check local school system report cards. Check local property taxes. Go to open houses. Research local amenities. Figure out how much you can offer. Submit an offer. Complete mortgage application. Order inspections. Obtain certificate of occupancy. Negotiate any repairs. Have the property surveyed. Review homeowners association documents. Order title search. Obtain title insurance. Secure homeowners and flood insurance. Calculate closing costs and how much you need to bring to the table. Conduct a final walkthrough. Whew! You think you can remember all that? Me neither.
When you're ready to sell your current home or to find the home of your dreams, write yourself just one note. Call a realtor today.
Lori's in our state capital, Tallahassee, and is preparing braccioli with Senator Maria Sachs right now on Live with Lori.
Welcome back. We're here today at Kaiser University Center for the Culinary Arts. They offer over 75 associate through doctorate degree programs, including healthcare, computer science, IT, legal studies, education, and of course, culinary arts. We're here today with Senator Maria Sachs, and we're making braccioli.
Yes, perfect. Perfect
okay,
pronunciation,
fantastic.
Lori.
Well, we've got one here.
Yes.
And we've started already, and we've got our prosciutto.
See?
And our provolone, and then we've got our stuffing that we fixed in the last time, and we're going to be rolling these up and tying them with string.
Perfect.
And then we're going to set them in here, and we're going to brown them a little bit.
I can smell it already.
I know, it smells
delicious.
Fantastic.
It does.
Well, we left off in the last segment, and we were going to talk about regulation in the state of Florida.
Yes.
And you have a parasailing bill.
Yes.
And this was something I did not realize was that it's not really regulated thing.
Well, you know,
and that's so scary to me.
It's scary because most people think that when they come to Florida and they want to enjoy our beautiful beaches, they want to be able to participate in water sports, that they will have the same protections that they would imagine that any other state has in the whole country. And yet, we have found, and unfortunately, Lori, we found this out through a horrendous accident that occurred in my district, in Pompano Beach. Within the last year, a family of tourists came and they participated in the parasailing off the beautiful beaches of Pompano, and a tragedy occurred. There was a malfunction in the equipment, and the husband and wife were tethered together. Somehow an accident occurred and she fell. Her buckle came off, she fell down to her death right in front of their eyes. It was a tragedy. So the mayor, Lamar Fisher of Pompano Beach, asked me what we could do in the state of Florida to make sure that this would never happen again. And so I filed this parasailing bill. Now let me say this, however. This is not the first time that this bill has been filed. We have a wonderful senator named Dennis Jones, who's Dean of the Senate. And he's filed this year after year. And he was a wonderful mentor to me in regulated industries. So I decided that this was a cause that needed to happen because we need to protect our people in Florida,
right?
And also in sort of a tradition with Senator Dennis Jones. So we filed it, and guess what? We have our first committee stop today.
I'm really shocked, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that don't realize that it's not a regulated thing, because we are such a tourist industry. As one of my guests pointed out to me, we have more miles of coastline than any other state.
We are what's happening in the country,
and
for beaches and beautiful beaches
and
too.
Because you can go to any tourist destination. I mean, whether it's on the East Coast, the West Coast, or the Keys, or wherever, and they have parasailing.
Sure.
So why would not be regulated? Does not sound reasonable.
It doesn't sound like it's. Look, we are going to be the third populous state in the country. So we need to grow up, and we need to know that our industries need to be top-notch, so that when people come to Florida to enjoy our beaches, and even when our own Floridians want to go out and enjoy the water sports, we in the state need to make sure they're protected.
That just makes sense.
It sure does.
I was told this the other day, and it kind of made me step back, because I have a 13-year-old. And I let him go parasailing. He loves to go parasailing, and I can tell you that right now I won't let him. Unless I know that there's some sort of regulation and somebody's being told you have to do this and this and this before you're allowed to pull somebody 300 feet or 150 feet in the air.
Sure.
I don't know of anybody that would say, yeah, let me be the test drive.
No. We're gonna make sure the Floridians are protected. And we're going to make sure that this braccioli is just the very, very best. I tell you.
Well, it smells really good, doesn't it?
It does. It smells delicious.
Well, as we're talking about a little bit about regulation, this was a question that was sent to me by a viewer, and it was concerning the commercial leases, and that there's tax on commercial lease, and we're the only state that taxes commercial leases. Yeah. Okay. There's a big sigh.
I know. I get frustrated sometimes because I want us to move faster in the legislature to make sure that Florida is good for business. We need to make sure that our regulations that we do have are up to speed, that are modern, and that the taxes that we have, such as the tax on commercial leases, are not so onerous that businesses don't want to do business here.
Right.
So we need to clean that up, and we in government need to get out of the way of business and let them do what they do best, which is make a profit.
Right.
So as far as I'm concerned, we need to make sure that Florida's open for business and that it's easy for people to come here and do business.
Let's tie these up.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some string here. We'll move this out of the way so we can see you tied, because I bet you've done this before with your mother.
Yes. In fact, that's how I learned how to cook.
Scissors.
Okay. That's how I learned how to cook, was in the kitchen with my mom.
Now, your mother's
from Naples. Yeah, from Napoli.
It's from Napoli.
Where the best cooking is in Italy, by the way.
Best pizza, right?
That's right. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, Lori. Pizza was invented in Naples.
You know? I got to tell you, I can totally agree with you about the pizza, because I've never had better pizza than I've had in Italy.
In Napoli. Good. I like that.
It's fantastic. But stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to talk about ethics. And we're going to talk about the ethics of texting and driving.
Good.
Yeah,
that should be good.
Yes, that should be fabulous. I think you have a lot to say about that.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think you do. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Lori pours over the texting and driving issue with Senator Maria Sachs when we come back to Live with Lori.
Smith & Associates, a full-service law firm. All of our partners at Smith & Associates are AV rated, which is the highest level of professional excellence according to Martindale-Hubbell.
Whether your business or company has environmental, healthcare, or business law needs, we're here to help you.
We believe our role is to help you find solutions to all your legal issues.
Smith & Associates, whatever your legal needs are, we can help.
Smith & Associates, with offices in Tallahassee and Melbourne.
Being a chef takes creativity, skill, and passion. The Kaiser University Center for Culinary Arts can turn your passion for cooking into a successful career. You'll learn to prepare culinary masterpieces from experienced and talented chefs. You can become an executive chef, a sous chef, or even a restaurant owner. You can work in fine restaurants, at international resorts, or on luxurious cruise ships. Get paid to do what you love. Call the Kaiser University Center for Culinary Arts today at 1-877-639-8743.
I need my space to call my own space. Visit Orlando's closest beaches, Florida's Space Coast, your space for fun.
Lori's back to where it all happens in Florida, Tallahassee, and is making braccioli with Senator Maria Sachs.
Thanks for staying with us. Today's guest on Live with Lori is Senator Maria Sachs. We're back in Tallahassee at Kaiser University, and we're making braccioli.
Yes.
We have rolled them up. We have stuck them in our pan with our onions, and we're browning everything up. We're going to stick a cup of red wine and a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And so I'm going to do that. And I know that you know how to make a vinaigrette.
I do, I do.
So we've got some, just some balsamic vinegar and a couple tablespoons
Sounds
of
good.
olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and we're all good. On the way out, we were talking about texting and driving.
Yes.
And I know this is a big issue around the country. And I know this is one of your big issues, and it's one of my big pet peeves, I gotta tell you. It just drives me crazy when I pull up to somebody who's texting and driving, or somebody's driving me and texting and driving. So tell me what you're doing about that.
Well, I think that everybody in the state of Florida knows that we have to stop the slaughter on our highways that occurs when people try to use handheld devices and drive at the same time. It's a little bit like cooking and driving. You either do what you're doing and do it well. And one thing we have to be sure is that when people are driving, they've got their hands on the wheel and they've got their eyes straight ahead.
Right.
So
absolutely,
this is something that has to be done. I mean, it's not like it's the first time it's been up. This has been up for many years, but it's never passed. So this year, Lori, is the year that we're going to pass it.
That just seems like such a common sense piece of legislation. I don't know why somebody would have opposed that.
Well, I think that there was a little bit of a trend a couple of years ago about not wanting to get too much government interference, but people have spoken. People in the state really want safety. They want to feel like they're safe in their cars, and they want to make sure that the other people who are driving on the streets are focused on what they should be doing, which is driving.
Do you support the legislation that, because this is one of those big things, because you know they have those blockers where they can put them in your car. So when you get in your car, it disables you from texting or emailing or.
Yeah.
Do you? Because I think, in my opinion, that's a little Big Brother-ish.
It is. It is. You know, look, Lori. Once we pass this legislation, the car manufacturers already have communications inside the car, inside the radio, where you can still talk on a telephone,
right,
and still keep your attention on the road. So we're catching up. Florida's catching up.
You know, while we're talking about regulations, you know, I know that the ECOs is something that that you want to talk about. You know, when I talked with Senator Gates, you know, he's real big on campaign reform.
Right.
And is this part of that, or is this something that's a little separate?
It's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
What I have filed a bill, and what I'm championing, is the fact that we should have truth in politics. You know, we have truth in advertising. I think that to get more people to want to participate in our government process, we need to make sure that they're not going to be lambasted on things that are not true. It hurts them, hurts their family. You know what? It hurts Florida.
It hurts, yeah, because it hurts people. When you have these anonymous third-party organizations that come out and I want to say interfere, because that's what I really believe it is. I think it's an interference in a campaign against one opponent or the other. It not only hurts the candidate. This is what I really feel is that it hurts their family.
Oh my goodness, sure it
because
does.
now they've seen somebody that is disparaging somebody that they love, and it doesn't matter when you have a commercial that goes out over TV. You can't go talk to every one of those people and say that's not true, but it's not. It may or may not be true. How do we hold those people accountable? How do we hold those third-party anonymous entities accountable for the untruths that they put out during campaigns?
Well, I think that we have laws that are already in place. We need to make sure that we use those laws. I filed a bill that said that anything you put out in a electronic communication, whether it's print media, TV media, over IT, has to be based on truth. Okay, you can maybe have a little exaggeration one way or the other, but it's got to be based on truth. Because you know what? We want more women to become into politics. My children they get upset when their mom runs for office, or my in-laws in their 90s, and untruths, lies are out there. Yeah. So we need to just clean it up, so that it's a level playing field for everybody.
And it's a shame that we have to do that.
I know, but it's politics.
We're going to go to a break.
Okay.
But when we come back, we're going to ask the signature question.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, well that's okay because it's
Is
fun.
it what's for dessert?
No.
No.
I didn't bring dessert, but we could find something.
I'm always ready for dessert.
Make sure you stay with us because this will be fun. I guarantee it. Don't go away.
Live with Lori is fun, politically correct, and it's exactly where politics should be. Start in the kitchen and we move out towards the entire state.
If you haven't been to the Yellow Dog Cafe lately, we invite you to come see what's new. Kick back on the brand new River Deck, a great place to unwind with friends. Enjoy a cocktail at the new Dog Bar. Then enjoy a fabulous 5-star dinner inside the Yellow Dog. If you've never been to the Yellow Dog Cafe, come see what you've been missing. Just 5 minutes south of Melbourne, Yellow Dog Cafe.
I need my space to call my own, space to roam away from home, space for galaxies of fun, space for splashing in the sun, space for wondrous sights to see, space for you and space for me.
Visit Orlando's closest beaches, Florida's Space Coast, your space for fun.
Hi, I'm Lori Halbert, your host of Live with Lori, where we serve up political food for thought you can really sink your teeth into. See what's happening both in the kitchen and across political party lines. Each week, you can see if your elected official can stand the heat in the kitchen as we discuss today's relevant issues along with teaching them some mad culinary skills. If you'd like us to interview your state senator, state representative, or even U.S. congressman, please contact our executive producer, Jason Steele, at livewithlori.com. It's intellectually satisfying.
Being a chef takes creativity, skill, and passion. The Kaiser University Center for Culinary Arts can turn your passion for cooking into a successful career. You'll learn to prepare culinary masterpieces from experienced and talented chefs. You can become an executive chef, a sous chef, or even a restaurant owner. You can work in fine restaurants, at international resorts, or on luxurious cruise ships. Get paid to do what you love. Call the Kaiser University Center for Culinary Arts today at 1-877-639-8743.
Live with Lori, political food for thought coming to you from Florida's capital, Tallahassee. Let's see how Senator Maria Sachs answers Lori's signature question.
Thanks for staying with us. As you can see, it was too good. We couldn't wait for you guys to join us.
It's delicious,
It's
Lori.
fabulous, isn't it?
It really is.
Just really fantastic dish. This is my favorite part of the show.
Okay.
And this is where we ask the signature question.
I thought your favorite part of the show was eating.
Okay, well, we're eating
It is delicious.
and we're still talking. This is the fun question. Is if you were queen for the day, which law would you enact or repeal?
I were queen for the day. You know the fun we had right around this table? Cooking, talking, dreaming, thinking of things, how we were going to change the state. I would wish that for every family in Florida. I would wish that that every child would never have to go to bed hungry, that they would have loving parents to help them get their homework done, stay with them in the kitchen, just like you do with your family, Lori, and that they would eat together. And hopefully the food would be here from Florida. We have beautiful, good food here in Florida. But the most important thing is that they would be together and they would have love and that they would help each other, because that's how you build a wonderful state. A strong state is from the families.
Right.
So that's what I would hope
I think
for.
that's a wonderful, wonderful idea.
Thank you.
When you have a meal with somebody and you share food with somebody, it is it's a bonding experience. And you could be at different sides of the aisle, but when you sit down and have dinner with somebody, regardless of whether you agree when you get up, you have a connection with somebody.
It's true. And we try to do that in the legislature. I bring all the women together. And we sit down in a very casual atmosphere. We cook, we eat, and we bond. And that's important. And thank you for inviting me
Oh,
today.
thank you so much for being here. This
Thank
has
you.
been a ball. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us at home. If you'd like this recipe or any of the others, you can always go to livewithlori.com and you can get the recipes from there, and you can find out more about Senator Sachs. And if they wanted to get a hold of you, what is your email address?
Well, my email address is Maria L, for lucky, Sachs at gmail.com.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And thanks again for joining us. As always, this is Live with Lori, Political Food for Thought. See you next time.
When I'm in Tallahassee, I stay at the Marriott Residence Inn North. Convenient to downtown with the full-size kitchen, they have all the room you need. This session of Live with Lori, where we serve up political food for thought, is brought to you by the Florida Realtors.
Oh, it was fun. It was actually the best interview I've ever had. Part of it is that Lori is so easy to talk with. Part of it is the good food that Lori makes. And I think, you know, when you really want to know somebody, you come into the kitchen. It's warm, it's got great smells, and of course, Lori really makes it much more of a home feeling. And so it was, I enjoyed it very much, very much.
It's been a lot of fun being here in Tallahassee. We've met some wonderful politicians that help shape the great state of Florida. We'll see you next time on Live with Lori.
For more information about Senator Maria Sachs, email marialsachs@gmail.com. For today's recipe, to leave a comment, or if you have a signature question you'd like Lori to ask, visit livewithlori.com. Join us next time for more political food for thought on Live with Lori.